Friends, the news emerging from Kolkata after the tragic incident involving the rape of a trainee doctor on August 9 is deeply disturbing. First, what happened to an on-duty doctor has brought shame to the entire nation. Then, it was revealed that the hospital initially tried to dismiss it as a suicide. To make matters worse, it turned out that the perpetrator was a police volunteer. This led to questions about why a young woman was alone at that hour, and attempts were made to erase evidence by conducting construction work at the crime scene. On August 14, things took an even more disgraceful turn when a mob of hundreds attacked the hospital. They broke the stage where people were protesting and assaulted the doctors. They even damaged the emergency ward, nursing stations, and several other parts of the hospital. The ruling party, TMC, claims that the vandals were BJP and left supporters. But the real question is, why would the protesters who were seeking justice for the victim vandalize the protest site themselves? This clearly suggests that the mob of thugs deliberately entered the hospital to destroy evidence. What could be more shameful and disgusting for any society? First, a trainee doctor is raped, an incident that should deeply trouble any society. This young woman had spent 10 to 12 years studying medicine and was serving patients late at night. There was no proper room for doctors on night duty to rest, so she had to rest on chairs in the seminar hall. While she was trying to get some rest, the police volunteer, who was supposed to ensure safety in the hospital, brutally attacked her. He raped her, took her life, and then fled. The post-mortem report revealed horrifying details. Her neck was broken, her eyes were gouged out, her fingers were broken, and there wasn't a single part of her body that hadn't been attacked. Imagine how viciously she must have been assaulted. Her body, with no clothing on the lower half, clearly showed signs of what had happened to her. Yet, when the hospital first called her family, they told them she had committed suicide. Hearing all this, who wouldn't be furious? A woman was murdered so brutally, her dignity violated, and the hospital tried to cover it up as a suicide. Today, the Kolkata police are upset that people don't trust them. But I ask, have you done anything to earn that trust? The man accused of raping the doctor, Sanjay Rai, had a criminal history. Did the police not know this? He had been divorced 3 times, abused his wives, and even had a police complaint filed against him for domestic violence. He was known to drink, watch violent pornography, and harass women in his neighborhood. He even took bribes to get people admitted to the hospital. So why was such a man given a position in the hospital police post? Despite all this, the police are now offended that people doubt them. Moreover, Sanjay Rai wasn't even a regular police officer but a volunteer. So, how did he have the authority to stay in the police barracks? The night he committed the crime, he went back to sleep in the police barracks. Is there anything more disgraceful than this? Even when renting out a house, the law requires a police verification. But here, the police didn't even verify their own volunteer, a man who was a threat to society, and then trusted him with the safety of others. When people get angry with you, your ego gets hurt. You're more concerned about your pride than doing what needs to be done. And as I mentioned, if it were just one person or one incident to be ashamed of, we could still be somewhat satisfied that others are doing their part. But a trainee doctor gets raped and murdered, and the principal of the medical college doesn't take action for hours. It's only under social media pressure that he resigns, but within 12 hours, he's appointed as the principal of another college. According to a report by Aj Tak, an officer from Murshidabad Medical College, Akhtar Ali, said that he had never seen a more corrupt person than Sandeep Ghosh. He took a 20% commission on everything, from postings to house shifts, and even got students drunk. He ran a mafia-like operation and kept many people in the hospital for his security. Akhtar Ali said that he had personally filed complaints against this man, but nothing happened. We don't know how true these allegations are, but if even 10% of them are true, what could be worse? This means that in the medical college where the female doctor was working the night shift, there was no place for her to rest, the CCTV cameras around the seminar hall were not working, and the police volunteer responsible for security was a criminal. And the college principal, who was supposed to oversee all this, was corrupt, according to actor Ali. Who could have prevented such a crime? The latest evidence from the post-mortem report suggests that more than one person was involved in this heinous act. If that's true, it explains why the hospital initially tried to cover it up as a suicide. Why was the girl's body not shown to her family for 3 hours after they arrived at the hospital? Why were some people subtly implying that she shouldn't have been there alone at that time? All these questions have led to widespread anger, and rightly so. But the mindset of some people in this country has become so rotten that no matter how big the tragedy, they first look at which state it happened in and the caste of the person involved. The same thing happened in the Kolkata case. It took some future prime ministers of the country 5 days to figure out that they should tweet about this. Some big YouTubers haven't even opened their mouths on this issue yet. Some have deleted the tweets and gone silent, and when pressure mounted, they made a token statement. They know every little detail of what happens in some lane or neighborhood of up because it suits the political narrative to highlight it. But when something as horrific as the Nirvaya case happens in Kolkata, they're busy calculating whether speaking out will benefit the other party and cost them subscribers. After all, every businessman has to think about their customers, and these YouTubers' channels have become more important to them than raising their voices for a rape victim. This tragedy in Kolkata should serve as a lesson for our entire society. We need to be more aware of the safety of female staff in the workplace, and there should be proper background checks before hiring staff to prevent such incidents from happening again. Since this case involves rape, YouTube tends to limit the reach of such videos, so I request you all to share this video as widely as possible if you find the content sincere and honest and believe that these concerns should reach more people. This video needs to reach every woman in your home. If you have any thoughts on the politics surrounding this issue, please share them in the comments. Take care of yourselves.